it's you, so it's you. Met a lot of people, but nobody feels like you. So please don't break my heart, don't tear me apart. I know how it starts, trust me, I've been broken before. Don't break me again, I've been there again. Please don't break my heart.
I think a lot about how a person like me wasn't supposed to have the life that I have now. I was just an average kid. I come from an immigrant family. We didn't have that much money. I had no connections in the music industry. I wasn't born into music. I was just born to make it. What people don't understand is that even though in 1 month my life completely changed, it took me years of struggling, feeling like a nobody, failing over and over and over and over again. It took so many nights of failure to get to where I am now. But I'm so proud of myself because I never gave up. I'm not gonna say I grew up in like the hood or something like that, or like, you know, claim a life that I didn't have, but I definitely didn't grow up in the safest neighborhood. Like I remember when I was younger, like I got like jumped right outside my building, like literally right outside my building. People like stole my iPod Nano at the time. I never felt like, oh, I'm gonna die here. Like there was no people getting killed or even like, but it wasn't the safest neighborhood. It was definitely it was like a lower class neighborhood. My parents worked really hard and they moved us kind of farther away from there and to like a little bit in a nicer, a much more safer area. Like I wasn't getting jumped anymore. So I grew up in a city called Mississauga. If you don't know, that's like in the suburbs of Toronto. It's the biggest suburb. I don't know if the city in any way impacted the way I sound or the way I make music, but it definitely impacted me in a way where it made me understand people more. I've met people from every part of the world, every culture, every religion, some people with no religion, sexuality, like whatever you kind of seen in the world, it's probably here in Mississauga somewhere. And I always showcase it. If you watch my videos, I always put multicultural women, multicultural men. Like I make love songs for the world, and like love songs are for everyone. You can't single people out. Love is so universal, and I feel like my music and my brand is very universal too. My family's originally from Iraq, but I've never actually been there. I grew up near Abu Dhabi, in a pretty secluded community. It was right by the border. Kind of grew up in the middle of nowhere. When I was around 10, my parents decided to move us to Canada. But as soon as we moved to Mississauga, a whole new world opened up to me. I had never seen so many people who looked different. Families from all over the world come to cities like Mississauga for a better life. The best thing about moving here is the friends that I made and how quickly I made them. I look back at what my parents did for me by moving me here, and it was the best thing they could have ever given me. I had so many opportunities to become the man that I am today, and I'll forever be thankful for that.
What's good, brother?
Bro,
How you doing?
I miss you, man.
Good? Yeah, man. Good
Chilling,
time.
bro, you know.
How you liking it since you're back?
I miss this place, man.
You gotta see everybody now.
I don't have any time, man. Come to see you, see my mom.
How was the flight?
Bro, LA to Toronto, delay, snow.
Yeah. Gotta get used to it, bro.
It's just the life.
You know?
Here I have my childhood friends, Tulib, whose middle name is Ali, Mohammed, Ozzy, sorry, you're last. Ozzy's always last. Mohammed and Ozzy. Tulib and Mohammed were like my first friends in Canada, and this guy named A.R. Paisley who's missing, and they just been my day ones, bro. Like, they've been through me everything in my life. Now I'm just in my music career. Like, I used to want to be a breakdancer. Like, I don't think they even knew. I used to want to be a basketball player, you know. Bro, I used to want to be an Olympic sprinter. Yeah. It's like, bro, you can't run. You're the slowest one out of all of us. I think like a lot of people in my shoes come from like Middle Eastern or like Asian families who like, especially like immigrant families who like give up so much from their home country. A lot of people come that are like have really good jobs and like they sacrifice so much for their kids to come here and get a better life. There's so much pressure on the kid, and like it's like rightful pressure. Like the parents like want you to succeed so bad so that you don't have to struggle like them. And so I remember when I was dropping out, we were like in Muhammad's car and like, I'm like trying to convince him, I'm like, guys, I have to drop out. And he's like, don't drop out. First of all, don't drop out. He's like, drop out for sure, do it. And then this guy's like, whoa, like, cause I'm telling you, I think my dad will like, might kick me out. Like, it's a very serious thing. And like in this culture, like drop out of school, like it's like a slap in the face.
It was just kind of scary, you know, like none of us dropped out or anything like that at the time. We don't know anyone that dropped out or took like a big step like that against your parents, you know what I mean? It's not that we were against them. It was kind of like, are you sure you want to do this? This is scary.
I always understood like if my parents never accept me, I have to understand their side too. And like, I went in with that mentality, like I never hated them for not understanding. And like slowly I mended that relationship, you know? Like it took some time, some convincing. My dad still wants me to go back to school, but you know, it is. Maybe I'll go back to school one day just to give him that. He wants me to go back to engineering school while I'm about to go on a tour, so we'll see how maybe I'll do online university or something. When I first moved to Canada, all I really knew was hip hop. I started writing poetry a lot. I mostly kept it to myself though. I used to always sing covers of love songs and record them as voice notes, so I always had this kind of secret other side to me that liked singer-songwriter music. Something about it was so cool and different to me. It was so emotionally open. It really pulled me in. After the first time I went to the studio, I completely fell in love with the idea of making music. I kept doing it for fun. I made a SoundCloud and I started dropping every single song I was recording. I started releasing music and making it from this place of innocence. I spent the first year kind of just experimenting, discovering how music worked, how studios worked, what type of sound I wanted, all that cool stuff. I put all my money into studio time. It was just my hobby. The first year really taught me how much I love making music. It became my obsession after that. Ozzy, remember these in LA, first LA trip?
Yeah, those are fresh.
I gotta re-up one of these. These ones. No, these ones are crazy.
Super wavy.
These are my favorite ones, definitely.
Thanks for also stealing my shoes when I'm gone in LA. I appreciate that too, buddy. Thanks, man.
Of course.
We gotta take this all with us too.
There's no collection in LA, bro.
Start up our new collection. So like most people, I guess, collect like collectible shoes. So most of these shoes are not, they're not actually worth a lot money-wise. They're just like sneakers. But this shoe is called the Air Max 95. Like almost all of them I have are the 95s. The reason I have them is because kind of when I was coming up, starting to make music, I had one pair. It was like these black on gray pair that I've been trying to find, but they're hard to find. And it's like all I could afford at the time, just the one pair of shoe. And like they got like ripped and everything. And my friends were always like, why don't you just buy new shoes? And like I was working, so I could have, but I would just like spend all my money at the studio. And like I always said, like I gotta invest in myself. And then I'd always tell everyone, like when I do have money, I'll buy like every single color. So I'll stick with the one shoe until like I make it. And so when I got like a little more successful and I had a little bit of time, I started just like collecting them online. I used to come downstairs, my studio's right there, and it just reminds me of where I started and like why I was always working so hard. This is my most prized possession. This is my dollar in a dream. I got this when I was in grade 7 from my friend Calvin, because he was American. And I'm a big fan of J. Cole, and he had this thing like dollar in a dream. So it's like you have a dollar and you have a dream. And like that's how he started apparently, and that's his whole like motto. And so I was like, this is my dollar, and when I make my first million, I'll frame it. And I always kept it in my wallet. It was always with me. And then I wasn't even making music at the time. I was just like, thought I'd be successful doing something, like I'm a doctor or something. When I got a little more successful, I framed it with my university dropout form, because I feel like they went like hand in hand. Because like now that I made my first million, I've framed them, and for my parents to kind of like show them like, because I know they always wanted me to frame like my university degree, so I couldn't give them that. So at least I gave them like part of my success, and I leave it at their house. This is my most prized possession, this dollar, and this is the form that changed my life when I dropped out of school and pursued my dreams. I always told my mom too, like I remember when I was on the come up, I was like, I'm gonna get you a house one day, like I'm gonna get you this, I'm gonna help you, like I'll help retire you, and like she was always like, that's so nice, but like I know she never believed it, but like she believed that I would do it if I could, but she was like, I don't know, music, like just worry about yourself, just try to make money to like provide for yourself, you know? Because I'm saying this with like, I'm a McDonald's employee, you know, I'm gonna buy you a house. And she's like, okay, like with what? Like you don't have a degree or anything. So like, it was my goal from day one, you know? Before I even made music, it was like, I wanna provide for my family, and like, if you ever get that opportunity, you'll understand kind of how it feels. When I started going to university, I started living this double life. Working 2 jobs, going to class, making sure my homework was done, and then also making music every night. I was still really small at the time though. I only had a couple hundred followers, mostly people who knew who I was. I would hit up everyone that I knew, every artist, producer, engineer. I hit up anyone that I thought would give me a chance. I just wanted one chance. No one was catching on. I really felt like a failure. I started to second guess everything. I remember the day it kind of clicked in. I was promoting my music on Twitter, and I knew I needed to write a lyric that people would remember.
Swear that I'll survive with you every time we chill. I feel so alive with you, let me keep it real. I ain't never lied to you, losing you would kill. That's why I would die for you.
I was in the car one day and I wrote the line, "Losing you would kill, and that's why I would die for you." I got my brother to film a video of me singing it, then I posted it on Twitter and used all my money to promote it. The next day, the video kind of went viral. It had a couple thousand retweets. People were tweeting the lyrics. It was the first time I had DMs of people asking me when the song was going to come out. I used to DM people begging them to reply and give me a chance. So when I had people start hitting me up, asking me to listen to them, I had so much gratitude. I would talk with people every day, learn about their lives, and share mine. That's how the listeners was started. It took what I was doing to another level. I finally had a platform and fans. I knew something was working now. So this right here, which I have everything muted right now, is the original guitar that was recorded right here and was used on the actual track. And hopefully it doesn't play too loud. Here. And then here is the actual hook too.
It's you, so it's you.
Just crazy to know that like this, like if you look at it, it's not complex at all. You know, it's literally one guitar on loop, and it's a hook, and it's a hook again, and it's 2 verses. The day I made It's You, 2 days before I started talking to this girl, and I was like super feeling her. I was like, damn, I'm gonna marry this girl. I had never even met her yet. I'm just one of those guys. I was like going crazy. And so the producer who played the guitar, we were just chilling that day, and I was just talking to him about the girl. And I like recording. I record voice notes almost always. So look, and I'll show you how far. And this is a new phone. Like this is 2016, and these are all song ideas that like. And these are some of these are like 12 minutes long, 30 minutes long.
I'm getting inspiration from her.
See, I'm getting inspiration from her. And then here I say her name, which I want to leave out. So let me skip a little.
Explain how I feel.
I just say like,
And I know I feel something.
I'm telling her I can't explain how I feel, but I know I feel something. And
Like,
then,
give me a bar too. I'm like,
What was the other one?
and if you hear here, so like Adriano, the producer says, what was the other one? And then I'm like, it's you. And this is only 3 minutes in. I'm like, oh, it's you. It's always you. And it was a different melody. If I'm ever fall, it was gonna be, if I'm gonna fall in love, it'll be with you. I say the line, I can't stop. And then following it, I say right here, if you hear it,
please don't break my heart like.
I just say, please don't break my heart, like. And then that, I literally remember that moment. I'll never forget it. Like, it's like the song when I said that line. It's like the song went like if you ever seen That's So Raven, it's like I got like a little vision. I was like, and I'm like, that's it. Like, please don't break my heart. Like, I've never heard that in a song. It's so powerful. Me and him were just looking at each other like, damn, like that was not just a voice note. Like, this is like a really good song. I wrote it from the heart to someone that I wasn't thinking about writing a song for. I just wanted to tell them how I was feeling. And it turned into a song that touched a lot of people's hearts. And I think it was because it was from such a genuine place in my heart that it affected everybody like the same way. Yeah. So this is actually my family car. And so like, I learned how to drive in this car. My older brother, my sister, my mom. This one is me. This one is me. This one over there, it's my mom. We're the bad drivers in the family. This is also the car where I made the Moonlight video where I'm like driving and singing the song. I also made the Remedy video, not the Can't Lie video, but those are the 2 videos I made. And this used to be like my studio back in the day because like I couldn't like record at the house or even like sing at the house sometimes. So I'd just get in here in my like garage. I used to live in like a building, so I'd go in the garage. I like plug in the aux. You had to put in like a cassette that had like an aux cord connected to it. I always have these cars together, and it makes me remember, like, damn, you used to have no car, you used to bus everywhere, I used to like beg people to drive me to the studio, so I would save money on Ubers because like I only could afford the studio and not the Uber. And like those were the fun times because there was so much more to chase, I think. Now I just chase like happiness, and like I'm just trying to like be a better version of myself tomorrow than I was today.
In a like crazy way. He relates to you in a crazy way. Like he understands how to put ideas into words.
I went to his high school, TLK. I know his first song called Mumbling, second one called Amnesia, third one called Shooters. So I know all his songs. I went to his star party. I went
Relates to me because I got my heart broken too, and his songs mean everything to me.
You made me get over my trashy ex. Like, that's all. Ali! You make me want a man!
This next song is one of the songs that really started my career. I wrote it in my mom's house, in my mom's room. It's a song about my first love, and it's called Moonlight. I bought you things that I didn't even have the money for. If I could make you feel so rich, I told my feeling cold. There's something about you so addictive, had me needing more. Yeah, I just wanna hold you, baby, you're the one I want. I know I've said this all before, but I'll say it again. You're the only one I want, and girl, I can't pretend. I remember cloudy days we cuddled in my bed. The thought of losing you just makes no sense inside my head. You're the reason I believe that love is real. Ain't nobody make me feel the way you make me feel. Darling, tell me, is you real? Or was I lying to myself just to make it feel so real? Ain't nobody gonna know you like I love you. Ain't nobody gonna want you like I want you.
We spent hours on Moonlight, bro. I think
We spent hours, but remember when you recorded it, we used the very first take.
The recording, like I came
very
in,
first
and
take.
every time if you ever been in a studio, you have to like test your levels. So you just do like a one take, and the engineer will like look at your levels, make sure like the EQ is right, so then you can go record the song. I did my one take, and we liked it, we're like, this is dope, and then we tried to record it. And we kept trying for like a while, and we kept like, yo, I kept using the first one as a reference. I remember we were like, bro, let's just use the first one. It was a one take the whole through.
The whole thing.
I didn't punch a single part in. It was like a 3-minute one take. I don't know who told me, but someone told me like, yo, this is dope engineering. And I was going to another guy before, and I was starting to like work more. So I was like, I'm saving up more money. Like I wanted to invest more into my production. Like when Moonlight came out, it came out August 3rd. I think by like the Friday that week, it was #1 on SoundCloud. And then every label had emailed me, and they're trying to fly me out. I had never even left Canada. I've never used my passport, like a clean passport. My parents were like, don't go to America, you can't go there alone, we're gonna come with you. And I'm like, you're not coming with me, I don't wanna take you to the label meeting. Like, and I was like scared too, like to leave. And even at first, I was telling labels like, if you wanna meet me, you have to come to Toronto to meet me. And it wasn't even like a egotistical thing, it was just like, let me see who really values me. And then people started coming.
Oh,
bro,
oh,
I
shit.
hand delivered it to you.
Jeez.
I always told you I'm gonna get you the first plaque.
This plaque is legendary right here, you know? It's a statement. I feel like it is a statement.
There's a
most
statement of just
definitely.
hard work, determination, and like
Yeah, most definitely.
not giving up on yourself, you know?
Hey man, I remember when we had the conversation, it was probably like, what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting here, I think it was me, you, and Adriano, and you were saying how, like, you're gonna get the plaque.
I'm gonna
and
get you
this-
the first plaque.
I remember when you were saying, like, I'll go to LA. Like, you said, like, all the things that you're doing right now, you
Yeah,
literally
man.
said it. I
Bro,
appreciate you, my
of
brother.
course, man. From day one, man.
Hey,
from
man.
1,000 plays to 500
you.
million, bro.
This is crazy.
Moonlight and It's You changed my life forever. But I made hundreds of songs that didn't. But that's just the process. Failing over and over and over again, those are the things that got me to where I am now. Failure taught me what not to do. In everything I do, I try to be relatable. I feel like I owe it to my fans. I try to be there for people through my music, through the things that I say, and all the lyrics that I write. I think people gravitate towards me because they feel I'm real. I'm just like everyone else. The things I write in my songs, everyone can feel them. We've all been through it. Everyone wants love. We all get heartbroken too. It's just a universal thing. As long as we're human beings, love exists. And it belongs to all of us.
It's you, it's always you. If I'm ever gonna fall in love, I know it's gonna be you. It's you, it's always you. Met a lot of people, but nobody feels like you. So please don't break my heart, don't tear me apart. I know how it starts, trust me, I've been broken before. Don't break me again, I am delicate. Please don't break my heart, trust me, I've been broken before.
I've been broken, yeah, I know how it feels to be open and then find out your love isn't real. I'm still hurting, yeah, I'm hurting inside. I'm so scared to fall in love, but if it's you, it's you, it's all you. If I'm never gonna fall in love, then it's gonna be you. It's you, it's all you.